Good morning. Today, guys, I have something special for you. We're interviewing a phenomenal woman. This young lady, Vanessa Gyan, has moved back from the United States, and she's doing something very impactful, and we want to share it with you so that you can learn all about her. Welcome to My International Life, Vanessa Gyan edition. Follow me and let's go and meet her. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're joining us from, I want to say Akwaba and welcome to My International Life. We're in Accra, Ghana, and we're talking to an amazing woman that has transitioned back from the diaspora and is doing some phenomenal things. Now, I was on YouTube like I always am, watching some of my favorite YouTube shows. And I saw an interview that this young lady was having talking about the service that she's providing to mothers who have just given birth and how she's helping them experience childbirth in an amazing way and celebrating the welcoming of their newborn child. There's some challenges in that, and she decided to address it, and I'm going to let her tell you all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're speaking with Vanessa Gyan, and you're watching My International Life. Vanessa.
Hi.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Listen, I'm watching this show with the young lady is Ghana girl.
Ghana natural girl.
Ghana natural girl. And I'm hearing what you're doing on the continent, and I'm just flabbergasted.
Thank you.
The reason I was thrown back was I recently had my daughter here in Ghana, my first 100% African-born baby.
Yes.
I'm so excited, right? And my wife, prior to us going to the hospital, she was like, hey, we need to have enough money on us so that once they give us the bill, we can leave. I said, oh, no problem. But how much is it? She said, well, we won't know until we, go through the process, and I may need a C-section, and they'll let us know once they tally the bill at the end. And she said, because if we don't, they'll keep me and the baby. And I was like, what? Isn't that kidnapping? But she was like, no, you have to pay a bill, which makes sense. So I was very delighted when I heard that you had this program and you're supporting mothers by helping them pay their bills and helping them get out. Tell us about it.
So funny enough, I had my prenatal care in Ghana.
Okay.
So for the first 7 months, I was in Ghana when I was pregnant, and I was at a private clinic. But even in a private setting, I saw some holes in the system, and I thought, is this normal? Is this worldwide? I'm not worldwide, like nationwide. I wasn't too sure what it was, and so I traveled to New York, and I started to research. So I was in mommy groups.
Okay.
So I started to ask my mommy friends who were born and raised here, who had kids here, like, is this really the system? What is the system? I've done my Googling, and I was taken aback by what I was told. So while in New York, I kept thinking to myself, I need to bring something back. I need to do something. And funny enough, my mom works in the healthcare system in New York.
Okay.
I briefly worked in the healthcare system when I was secretarial, but I was still like in a ward, I was I did nursing for like a semester, but that wasn't for me. So I just started to do more research. And as I was doing my prenatal care in New York, they give you pamphlets, they give you coupons, they really make you feel the experience.
Yes.
And I was like, I want moms to feel the experience. So I just reached out to a hospital and from New York started planning. I started buying beauty products for the moms. I'm like, I didn't know what exactly the event was going to be, but I knew I wanted them to feel good.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted them to be educated.
Okay.
And I knew I wanted it to be for free. So I planned the whole first event while in New York. Came back when my son was 3 months, just in time for December,
Okay.
and we had the first event at Ridge Hospital. And that's how it started.
Yeah, Ridge, that's when my daughter was born.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have this fully figured out, but you knew you wanted to do something for the mothers.
I knew.
And it morphed into what it is now.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
So you're talking about New York. We're here in Ghana.
Yes.
Are you from New York? Are you Ghanaian?
I'm very New York, but yeah, Brooklyn. But both my parents are Ghanaian.
Okay.
So I'm Ghanaian, but I was born in Washington D.C. But my blood is Ghana blood, 100% with New York sassiness.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you were born in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Lived in New York.
Yes.
What other traveling have you done?
So I was also raised in London for about 8 years, from when I was very, very young till I was about 7.5.
Okay.
And then I was in Ghana for a year. I went to Soul Clinic, and then that's when we transitioned moving to New York. So I was in New York from when I was 9 until I moved to Ghana in 2013.
2013.
Yes.
Okay. So any other traveling in your life that has given you exposure?
Yeah, I've traveled a lot, but one of my favorite places, honestly, is the Bahamas. I know that people are probably like so luxurious. Yeah, it was just, it reminds me of Ghana, just like how Guyana, very relaxing. The weather is beautiful. I had a very good friend. Well, she's still a good friend who lives in the Bahamas. So it was like the treatment was like amazing. But I just loved how it was just relaxing.
Yeah.
It's very much like here.
Yeah. The Bahamas is one of my favorite places to visit as well. I remember I rode the dolphins. I kissed the dolphin.
Oh, I didn't do that.
At Atlantis.
Oh.
So I did that at Atlantis. So I like the Bahamas.
Yes.
But I'm falling in love with Tanzania and Mauritius.
Ooh, everyone is loving Mauritius. It's like a hype right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know about right now because I was just exposed to it. No. I was telling someone when I first got here to Ghana that I'm doing business and then I'm leaving and I'm moving back to the Bahamas or to Belize, one of those Caribbean. And they're like, Mr. Walker, you need to go and check out Tanzania. Our waters are blue and when I looked, it looked like the Turks and Caicos of Africa.
Wow.
And I said, okay, I'm going over there to visit. So wonderful, wonderful. We like to travel. You've been to London, you've lived there for a while, you've lived in New York, right? What do you feel the exposure has opened you up to now when you're back in Ghana, the opportunities that you're able to see from seeing all of these different places? Tell us about that.
I think traveling, what it really did was it exposed me to confidence.
Okay.
I don't know, because you travel, you're meeting different people, you're interacting with different people. There's a different level of confidence that I feel you need to have to navigate these systems.
Yeah.
And I think that has 100% helped me when I relocated, my confidence. Some people might say it's the New York confidence, but I think it's seeing the world confidence and knowing what the world can offer you if you grab it.
Yeah. And I think it's the social interactions that come from meeting people from all walks of life. Now you have the ability to adjust with each different type of personality, and that does that. So that's great.
Hi, I am Glenda Simpkins Gagne. I live in Prom. And when I need to go to my medical facilities, I'll get my prescriptions. I call daycare because they care.
Because one of the things that I've noticed in Ghana is, if they haven't been exposed to much, they have just one way of thinking, right? So we're always talking about the exposure and how it's helped us.
Yes.
Growing up in Guyana, I don't think had we not moved to America and my mom take us there and having that experience that I myself would have such a broad scope on life. So that's wonderful. All right. So the purpose of this show is to talk about travel, how we end up back on the continent, and then also more importantly, our businesses.
Yes.
So I want to talk more about the business while I'm here to talk about you. So when you started this, you wanted to make it free for the mothers. You wanted to give them the experience that mothers experience in as baby showers, all your friends and family come together. And you wanted to make sure that once they had the babies, they're able to leave the hospital and pay their bills.
Yes.
So how were you able to fund that? Did you raise money from the States?
So initially, I was funding it myself.
Okay.
And my mom and my stepdad were helping, and my sisters, and a couple of friends from New York.
Okay.
So they were really supportive of this grand idea that I had. But that was for some time that we were doing it. It wasn't until, when did we receive our first, monetary donation? I think it might have been 2 years ago.
Okay.
In the sense of, let's say, from a company, and that was from Legon. Well, they came on board to support, and now they've been supporting ever since. But initially, it was myself and my family and my close friends, and they would get their close friends.
Okay.
And then recently, I started going on Twitter. I didn't know that Twitter. I know Twitter is amazing. I didn't realize the support I would get from Twitter. Yeah, like literally, last year is when I started on Twitter, where I got a phone call from one of the hospitals. They needed to discharge a patient. I looked at the bill and thought, what in the
Give us an idea of what these bills
were.
like.
The highest bill we've had was almost 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
That one was last April, Easter time. And NGO came on board and we collaborated on that. And that story was the wildest to me because this mom, she lost her child through delivery, and they still detained her because she didn't have the money. I think it was a C-section.
Okay.
And the bill just piled up because now medication, things like that, and they still detained her in a room with moms who had delivered. I think that's so wicked. I think that's just so wicked.
So they're enjoying the baby, the birth, knowing that they're gonna go home, and she's there panicking.
Yes.
Has her new baby. How do I get out of here and enjoy this experience?
Yeah. But then she lost the baby. That's the one that lost the baby.
Oh, the baby.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So she was the highest, and I remember when we were trying to raise funds, we're like, the way we're raising, like she's gonna end up being the only person we discharge because that's a lot of money. But we ended up being able to raise like 50,000 Ghana cedis, and we were able to discharge from Obojo Polyclinic, which is right here, Ridge Hospital, and then Kolibu. Yes.
Hi, I'm Dinah Kimball. When I need medical transportation to go to the doctor or the hospital, I use daycare health transportation because they're on time, they're ready, everybody's nice, and they care.
Let's give a shout out to Legon because Legon is the Walmart of Ghana. I was very excited when I came here and I could go to Legon and get all my supplies from Legon. I personally want to thank you for supporting this sister and her business. And then Twitter, of course, Twitter is the one that just moved to Ghana as well, right? They got their headquarters here.
Yeah, shout out to Bernard.
I think maybe you had something to do with that.
I wish I did. I even applied for a job with them. They didn't hire me. But no, Twitter has been amazing when it comes to, if today I'd say a mom needs to be discharged. People also, I think the fact that people trust what I do, and I'm so transparent. Because I'll be honest, being a public figure, most times public figures are not trusted. They start these NGOs, I'm not saying any names, but they start NGOs and it's for their own benefit. Or they'll have an event, it's one time, and you're like, where did the funds really go? But we've been so consistent for 5 years and so transparent with everything. Even receipts, I showed so transparent. And I think that's why people are trusting me, and the fact that it's never been done before, and I'm really pushing.
This is the first time that I've even heard of something like this.
Yes.
But you're addressing an issue that we would never know even existed had you not been here on the continent.
Right.
So I love the fact that you're able to transition back and use your knowledge that we've gained from the outside, right, and bring those skills here and benefit the people, right? So 10,000 is the highest that you've seen. One thing that we want to do at Daycare Health and Transport, our company is a medical rideshare and on-demand staffing platform. And one of the things that we wanted to do is help reduce infant and maternal mortality across the continent. And when we saw this, we were moved to it. So we wanted to extend to you that for all of the mothers that you have, for the first year that we partner with you, we're going to give them free transportation once they discharge from the hospital home.
Thank you.
One of the benefits of our service is that in all of our vehicles, we have a car seat.
Oh,
I
wow.
cringe and shiver
Oh my gosh, I'm
when
shocked.
I see mothers with their babies in the front of the car standing up, or they're leaving the hospital, they're sitting in the back with the car,
And
the child in their hand.
in the States, you can't even leave the hospital unless you have a car seat.
You prove that you have a car seat. So
Yes,
that's what our
I
services
love
bring
that.
in. So I thought that we could support you in that way and help other mothers not experience what this young lady did by losing her child outside of the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So we want to provide that to you. And also we're going to make some donations so that we can help these mothers. Because I know that it's real and I've experienced it myself. All right, so you have a great support system. First, it was you and the family carrying it. And I guess you showed people that this service is needed. Then Melcom came in. You started reaching out to people through social media with Twitter, highlighting this cause and bringing attention to it, and you're moving forward. And you said that you guys have been doing this now for 5 years.
Yes, December will be 5 years. The baby shower we started 2 years ago.
Okay.
But the twice a year education of the moms and gifting them with care packages, that started in 2017.
Okay.
But year round is when we discharge. So when cases come, I get a call or a message. So that's year round that we get those calls. Yes.
Well, when you get those calls and a patient needs transportation, you know that you could call on us. And then we have several partnered medical facilities like Benoit Hospital.
Oh, okay, so, right here in East Legon.
Right here in East Legon.
Yes. They saved my stepdad's life. So
Yes. So and that is a pulmonologist who's from the United States.
Oh, he's from. Oh, I didn't know that.
Ghanaian, but he came back like us,
wow.
and he's making impact, and you're making great impact, and that's what this show is about. So we're gonna support you to ensure that you can not only continue to do it, but you can get to that number that you just mentioned earlier. What is the goal for this year?
Well, this year, baby shower. It's 200, but we had the baby shower already. Next year, we're aiming for 500. 500 moms.
Okay.
Yes. But in December we will have our yearly mini seminar. Okay. So we choose a hospital within Accra, and we go and we educate the moms. Prenatal, postnatal care. We have amazing speakers. They get to go home with gifts and really feel good about themselves and know that they're getting the education. It's not rushing. You've come to see the doctor. Let me just, you get to ask questions, because even the questions sometimes that are asked, I'm like, so you've been going to prenatal care for 8 months. You're about to give birth and you don't know,
you don't know this.
Yeah, and it's not their fault, it's,
Well, I want to speak to that. While we're at the hospital, my wife, the beginning of her pregnancy was easy breezy. I was like, is this even real? And then one day she woke up in extreme pain, crying. We rushed her back to the clinic and found out that she had fibroids. Then we ended up taking her to Ridge Hospital, and they were giving her all sorts of medication, had me running back and forth. And I asked the question, well, why are you prescribing this based on what you said she has? It didn't make sense to me, and I just wanted to understand. They were not happy that I was asking questions.
No.
They don't like questions here in Ghana. But we're going to ask questions.
We're going to ask the questions because you're putting someone's life at risk.
Yes.
I should get the answers. Not everyone has medical background, where in the sense that they can just call someone like me. Any little thing, I'm calling my mom.
Okay,
or I call my uncle to just get clarification. Even with the COVID vaccine, I still got to count. Should I take my second? Should I take the booster? Are these the effects I'm supposed to be? I was asking questions, because they should give you answers. You should have answers.
And questions don't mean that we're hesitant, belligerent. We just want to know so that we can make an informed decision and, understand why you're telling us to do what we're doing, right?
Exactly.
So that's a wonderful thing.
Meet us at 17 Asoy Crescent, East Legon, Accra, behind MTN office, or send us an email at info@bemoirhospital.com. You can also call us on 0302 543652. 0233663636. You can visit our website at bemoirhospital.com for more information.
All right, so you have a goal of 500 this year with the
Next year.
Next year, I'm sorry, next year.
We just did 200.
You just 200.
Yes, that was an amazing baby shower. It was right here in Ojo.
Okay.
We did at a church. We were able to get a church to open up for us, and the moms came. We even had Sarkodie's wife, Tracy. Actually, let me not say. Tracy was there. I don't want to say it's a wife, because she's a wife, but she's more than just Sarkodie's wife.
Understood.
And she was just incredible, and she offered her services, because they also help to they help with job seeking. She has a foundation.
Okay.
She was amazing. Stephanie, former Miss Ghana. Like, we just had amazing panel. The food was good. They went home with gifts. Of course, Gandor Cosmetics, since day one, has been supporting with, mommy and baby necessities. So Gandor, they also give a check. So they've also been helping with discharging, So And so next year we're aiming for 500.
Okay, well, we're going to support you in that goal of 500. So, outside of raising money, growing to 500, what has it been like doing business in Ghana? Has it been?
It's okay. So it's some days are better than the other.
Okay.
But I'm pushing through. Even opening this boutique, I opened it 2 months ago. I've been selling baby products from the house for like 4 years, because I work in the media space full time. And even today I was thinking to myself, what in this economy, why did I do I was really like thinking like, am I okay?
Sometimes you doubt yourself, right?
Yeah, it's like, am I okay? But I'm like, okay, I do know that I have great networks that, will support, or they will word of mouth, to get the store booming the way it's supposed to. But running a business in Ghana is not easy, but it's going to be done.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
I kind of liken this to, America in the Prohibition days when it was just getting built up. It wasn't what it is today, right? So the great thing is that we're here in the early stages, right? So we are going to go through the pains, and then we're going to make it easier for those coming back.
Yes.
And that's why we want to educate you and share with you what resources are here.
Them say life no balance, it be so, but make you no shiver. Nothing the balance past daycare, health and transport. If you know they feel fine, or you dey hear safe ride go someplace, when a medical ride share day for you. We partition on a ride sick of COVID-19. We when a professional nurses fee sort you plus first aid kits for house. Simple cra. You for know the stress. Daycare, health and transport be the best. We dey care. When a ref self get wheelchair for inside though. Just in case you know the fee work. We go wheel you boko. When a staff day cheap, sake of them be well trained. We when a first 2 day low, fala. The same low first you they pay every day, plus better safeguard. That be why you for ride plus daycare. Make you download the app now from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Daycare, because we care.
So, we want to say thank you for joining us on My International Life, Vanessa Gyan edition. And we want to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to all of her social media channels. So we're going to ask her to tell you what those are so that you can support her in this important mission. So please.
Okay, so Vanessa_Gyan everywhere. Post-pregnancy Bougie Express on Instagram. That's for the NGO.
Okay.
What else? The shop, Modern Day Toddler, Modern Day Mom GH.
Okay.
And if you want to watch my reality show, which is about moms in Accra, the first of its kind reality show to be created in Ghana or even on the continent, that's Modern Day Moms of Accra. But if you go to my page at Vanessa_Gyan, anywhere, you can always find everything that I do.
All of her links. That's how I found her watching the show. So you're watching My International Life. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media channels as well. My International Life Facebook, My International Life Instagram, and My International Life Twitter. And we want to thank you for watching. Please share this information. You can impact the life of someone in a meaningful way by supporting them with transitioning out of the hospitals after they've given birth. In an experience that should be a joyous one can sometimes be a bit challenging, and access to resources can make these special occasions limited. This young lady is doing something very positive and impactful, and she's changing the experience for women who are entering motherhood. And we look forward to having your support, and you will also have our support.
Thank you so much.
Vanessa,
Thank
thank
you
you
so much.
I'm Marvin Walker, and we're signing out of My International Life. See you next time.